There's a great talk by Sarah May called Livable Code. She talks about how we think of software development kind of like working in a factory. We're creating a product, we're working sequentially through a list of tasks that change materials into something different, at which point it's done. I think a lot of our expectations of work on computers is based on this factory metaphor. This scene from Brazil provides a nice visual representation of how work happens on the internet right now. Information is flying around, people are furiously typing, but everyone is working on their own personal terminal. The work happens collaboratively, but every worker is working in private. Sarah says we need more metaphors for thinking about software development, and I would argue we need more metaphors for working on the internet in general. This factory metaphor is so pervasive and subtle that I think it's hampering our ability to build beautiful modes of work using the efficiencies of the internet. The assumption I'd like to deconstruct today is the assumption that computers will primarily be used by one person at a time. What if we had computers that were truly multi-user? What would that look like? First off, I think multi-user computing would take up a little more space. It would have some room to move my body, to move closer or further away from the pieces of information, to be able to physically move between tasks or collaborative modes. This is a clip from the Rope House at Chatham Dockyard in England. It's over 300 meters long. In the background of this clip you can see a bike, which the workers use to get around to the different stations. You can see how each worker is tending a process that is largely automated and run by a machine. But the workers are aware of each other and the process, helping it towards its goal. Second, I think true multi-user computing would allow for synchronous work. Communication, task switching, information sharing, and process management would rely less on each person tending a queue of tasks and filling up each other's queue, but be more about awareness of your partners, timing, and seamlessly flowing together as a group. In this clip, you can see the horses, plowman, and teamster all working together in synchronicity. Third, true multi-user computing would not distinguish between spectators and participants. There are no spectators in this dance. There are dancers, singers, clappers, learners, and appreciators. Collaborative work or play needs to have space to move into and out of the spotlight, creating space for someone else to take the lead, appreciating and learning from each other even when you're on the sidelines. The work becomes not simply the product of your time, but the work itself is valuable in its togetherness and learning. This ship needs all its crew to respond to moments of crisis, but it also needs all its crew to monitor, to pay attention, to learn together, and to spell each other at each active station. Sarah May introduces a new metaphor for software development in her talk. She says that theater could be a more productive metaphor for writing good code. Instead of an exact set of plans, there's a script. Instead of interchangeable line workers, there are actors. Instead of a product, there is performance. No performance is the same, even if it's performed by the same actors as last time. Adding more actors does not increase the speed of the production. It's hard to estimate how quickly a play will be ready to perform, or how good it will be in the end. True multi-user computing would give the user interface the space, the time, the diversity of roles, and the synchronicity to collaborate. It would allow us to work on the internet in completely new modes. And it would allow us to work in ways that closer align to Sarah's metaphor, a gigantic, endless, constantly remixed play. Topalive, Widow, thank you.